Alright, what's up you guys? I'm here with the Marvel Cinematic Universe Blu-ray collection. Infinity War just came out, so I figured I would give you kind of a little collection overview. And I do have all the films here. When it comes to the TV series, I only have Daredevil Season 1. The rest I figured I could just wait on. So, and I also do have the Phase 1 Blu-ray set, the light-up briefcase. I could review that at a separate time if you want. If you're interested in that, let me know. So, if there is alternate artwork under the slipcover, I will show you. This is just kind of a collection overview. So, first we have the Ultimate 2-disc edition of Iron Man. You know, this was the film that started it all. And it really kicked it off in a great way. I love this film. And it's just such an epic cover, too. You have Tony Stark, then you have the suit. Really good stuff. Next up, we have the Incredible Hulk. This is the lenticular slipcover edition. And little known fact about me, my favorite TV series of all time is actually the original Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk TV series. And I do have that box set as well. And like I said, if you want me to review that, I could do that one as well. But this film, overall, I enjoyed it. It had a great callback to that series and a bunch of Easter eggs and stuff like that. I prefer Mark Ruffalo, but Edward Norton, he did do a good job. Alright, then we have Iron Man 2. Not much to say about this film. You know, it did its job. But obviously, critically, it's not the best film in the series. But, you know, your artwork, pretty cool. This one's also hard to find with the slipcover. A lot of these early ones are just so hard to find with the slipcover. Next up, we have Thor, the limited 3D edition. Your first Thor film. Very nice. Really like that spine, too. And this one came with a really cool steelbook. Well, all of these are steelbooks. But there are a couple different editions of this one out there. Next up, we have Captain America, the First Avenger, the limited 3D edition. Really cool. I really love that cover. Seriously, that is just... it's a badass cover. What more can you say? And the final film of Phase 1, we of course have the Avengers. And for this one, I actually got the Best Buy exclusive box set. It came with the Avengers character guide, which also lights up. So, I do have the Blu-ray separate, just for, you know, shelf reasons. But really cool. Next up, we have Iron Man 3. For this one, we have this really cool slipcover. You can see it's like it's raised. A lot of these are embossed. You have a glossy. You have a light pattern there too. You can see if you shine it correctly. Just really cool. Love this. Has so many different textures on it. This is pretty much as high class of a slipcover as you can find. Really cool. Thor: The Dark World, same thing. You have this really nice border. Probably, if I had to pick, this is one of my least favorite of the MCU. I don't think any of these films are bad. I think some of them are highly flawed, but they're still all quality films from a filmmaking standpoint and a critical standpoint. It's just the writing is kind of dodgy sometimes. And I think this one kind of shows that. And this one is actually, I believe this was the Target exclusive slipcover. And it is different from the actual artwork. You can see that's your normal artwork. And it did come with that slipcover as well. But I had to get this one. This one's just so cool. And Thor: The Dark World actually had a Loki slipcover, which I tried to find, but that one's just too expensive sometimes, so I figured I would just go with the original. Next we have Guardians of the Galaxy. Kind of the big risk taker. You know, at the time, a lot of people thought this would fail, and of course, pretty much the opposite. This was a hit. Really cool spine, really cool artwork. Just check that out. I love that. Really high quality slipcovers. And then probably my favorite cover of all the Blu-rays is Age of Ultron. That is just so cool. You have Vision there in the background. And then you have the original lineup there. And then you have Ultron. Very cool. That's by far my favorite cover. And then you have Vision on the spine. Show you the back. And then next we have Ant-Man. Really cool cover as well. And, you know, feel free down below. Let me know what you think of all these films. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? All that good stuff. And probably my favorite MCU film, we have Civil War. One of my big gripes with pretty much any comic book film is when they change from the source material too much. And this one really strayed away from the source material, but at the same time, it was a great film, and it didn't, you know, change anything for the bad. You know, of course, in Civil War, Captain America's supposed to die, and you're supposed to have the Fantastic Four. You know, this film did what it had to do with the properties it has. Of course, you can't have Fantastic Four, the X-Men. You can't, at the time that this was filmed. So this film, I think, did a really good job with using what it had, and I was a huge fan of it. And it just shows you can stray away from the source material and still have a good product. So, really cool. Really love that film. And then we have Doctor Strange. You can see this is like really raised. And then you have this really cool texture in the lighting there. Really cool. And there was actually a cinematic universe edition of this that was pretty cool. It had a plastic slipcover and everything. In this one, you can see it like messes with the font. Really cool. Little stuff like that goes a long way for me. I like the little details, you know. So, really cool. Next, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Really flashy slipcover here. You have Chris Pratt. Don't know what the hell I'm saying. You have Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, on the spine there. I am filming this at like 2 a.m., so it's been a long day. And then you have Spider-Man Homecoming. This one's a really disappointing slipcover. It's just printed on there. It's just weird because every other one is like embossed and glossy and really nice. It's just, this one's just kind of just cardboard. I thought it was weird when they did that. And they actually strayed away from the normal spines as well. And really cool back here. You have them upside down. Really cool. And then we have Thor Ragnarok. I really enjoyed this one when I first saw it. You have really badass cover here. And I really like that they kind of had the... Because in the first Thor film, you had his helmet with, you know, the wings on it. And this one kind of played off of that a little bit without being cheesy. So, give him credit for that one. And the spines were really starting to look good at this point. They actually gave him some design. And, you know, Hulk is my favorite Avenger, Bruce Banner. So it was cool to see him in there. If we're not going to get a Planet Hulk film, then this was the closest thing to it. So I was satisfied with that. Next up, we have Black Panther. This was one of the best MCU films by far. I loved this when I first saw it in theaters. And a lot of people didn't have faith in this for some reason. And this one really This was a home run. It seriously was. Killmonger was probably my favorite standalone film villain. And so, you know, I thought this was a fantastic film. Really cool shot of the Black Panther there. And finally, last but not least, Avengers Infinity War. Phenomenal cover here. Really like that. Just all your characters. So cool. And basically it's your poster artwork, but they did switch it up a little bit. So, yeah. Let me know what you think of all these films, by the way, down below. Love them, hate them, which one's your favorite, which one's your least favorite. But overall, I did really enjoy this one as well. I think it was an improvement over Age of Ultron. I would have done some things differently, but this was still a phenomenal film. I will say that. So, let me know down below what your opinion is of all these films, like I said. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little collection overview. For now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.